Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's continue the sessions. So in the previous session, we started questions of the system design, and we are going to complete that. Okay, so let's have this questions first of all. Excellent, since we are already complete. No, perfect. Today we will be class. This is the This is the question. So the question is the problem statement was the filter sections e-commerce website. So in short, it was about what was about Uh, let me go open that one question. So it is about a multi-select drop down. So this question is a multi-select drop down, and we are trying to figure this out. Okay. So we have a list of options that we are going to render first. So you can see we can have also have an output here. Let me check those output. Okay. So yeah, we are having this output, and you can see. So we've rendered, but this was the not the proper solution that we are trying to get it. Okay, so what we can do is just see this. Okay, but it's a problem has it will not have a multiple solutions, but our question tells us that it should be a multiple, right? So when a user selects a requirement is select categories. Okay, first requirement, click the open drop downs, select categories, so it will show all the things. Let's see how well we have completed this. Here we see this. Well, okay, let's refresh. When click, I can say this. Okay, when I re-click, it's a hide. Okay, it's fine. So just a second. Let's check this out. First of all, I want to check. Do we are live properly or not? Wait for a second. Let me check the audio and the video quality first of all. Yeah, I think so. We are live. Let's check this out. Yeah, we are clearly audible also. Let's continue with our question solving. Okay, so it's working fine. And second requirement was uh okay, let's just a second. Let me figure this out first. Yeah, now it's fine. I have settled. Okay. So basic funding system load is basic DOM and okay. Phase one DOM statement. No. Okay, these are the things we want to see. We want to see this thing problem statement. Okay. So requirement was clicking the trigger open the drop downs. That's fine. Okay, working good. Requirement two is clicking an options toggle its selections. So it should toggle the selections, right? Does it doing that? Yeah, it's doing that fine. It's toggling fine. Requirement three is drop down should remains open while selecting multiple items. Unlike a select drop down, we do not close it after each selections. Okay, yeah, it's open only. What are the next requirement is requirement 4 select item should appears below. So currently we can only see one item is selected. When we multiple selected, it's not selected all the things, so we have to figure it out what all the things are pending. Okay, first we will be check how we can figure this out. Well, let's check this. Okay, we have this here and we can have this here. Okay, so let's first figure it out the render thing first, how we are going to render this thing. Okay, so the first thing is we are listing a button. Okay, right? So when we have this thing, this is not a proper actual render. We are just listing all the things here rather than rendering. And how we are going to figure this out, let's just see. We are rendering using a for each item. Okay, so it will be render all the data, right? It's rendering all the data. Okay, does it need anything change? Should we filter out? No, it should not filter out here. It should filter out here when we have selected items. So selected items you can see when we have if a statement greater than length 0, if it is greater than 0, then state dot select dot data for each element equals to, okay, how we are going to define this. We have a state, right? State dot data dot length greater than equals to 0. Okay, we are rendering actually this array. Okay, so for each element we have been rendering this. Let's have a view word wrap as a, so we can get a clear view from it. Okay, okay, just a second. Let's make myself little more comfortable and easy to go. Okay, so let's just see how we're going to figure this out, all the things. We have a category button. Okay, when I press this, so it should change the state, right? Okay, so does it changing the state? Is open is true or false? I want to see the changes first of all, rather than going to forward any of the things. So attach event. Okay, the current selection is category. I want to figure this out. First of all, select category button. When I click this, it should change the state. We are having a state, right? Here we can see we are having a state which is for by default false and having a selected data. So when I click this, I want to see the working, it's working rather than it's working. I want to see first of all what is the element here. Let's see. So we are having button as a select categories. Okay, let's find out where we are having. Can we find out? Control F. Okay, no, no issue. Let's just see select categories is here. Okay, we are having a select categories. What is select categories is doing here? Let's just find out. We select categories document dot okay, we have been selected this, and this select category is working here as a, where does it's working? Let's just see. Okay, it's nowhere is working. So when select category is press, okay, why it's not happening anything? Let's just see. Okay, yeah. So here we have a select categories. When I click this, it's opening. Okay. So what I want to do is, I just want to check the state first of all. Console.log state. What is the value of a state here? So when I click this, you can see the state value is open true and selected data is empty. Okay, that's a great thing. Okay, let's have this first of all here, so we can easily track it down. Okay, so when I click this, you can see the open is true and selected data is empty. And when I select this, which means there are a lot of options, and inside those options single data will be selected. Okay, so we have to make a track on them also. So how we are going to select those? So for now it's partially working but not fully success, right? You can see the electronic is working but books have not been selected, and when I click on this, you can see electronics is added. So it has some sort of a bug inside, it's not fully functional. So let's see how we are going to make it fully functional. Current selection is from category. Okay, when the current selection is clicked, rather than this, can we drop down, run this event on the drop down? If uh, id is on the checkbox, right, and category is here, rather than having so much category, we can have the direct checkbox, right? That will be a better thing. And those checkbox, but how should be a checkbox can have a uh, placeholder? mm, can we have a checkbox as a placeholder? Let's just try. So here checkbox and checkbox dot placeholder equals to checkbox. Let's just see how we are going to see this checkbox. And for now we are going to just change Okay, placeholder as a checkbox, but it can't be visible, right? Yeah, I think so, because as a checkbox it's not visible here. Rather than checkbox, I don't want to do a checkbox here. I just want to as a item here. Let's just see how we're going to see item. If we have an item, so then it's about how is going to figure this out. Where is having here? Yeah, here we are working on this render, not on render. We are working on attach item, attach events. Here we have a placeholder as a electronics. Okay. Uh, but if I don't add this, we just add the input categories. Instead of categories, let's comment it down. We having just instead of this, let's have a checkbox here. Let's comment this out and comment this out here. These things we have been commented out. Okay, if we list down, so you can see the all the things, and but as a placeholder, not data, so we can't go with this approach. Okay, so let's figure this out as a back. Okay, now we have, okay, we understood this. We need a div, right? And div should a category. What else we can do is we target that div and a closest id. mm, Placeholder is books. No, we can't add this here. We have to placeholder checkbox. Okay, we about this thing for now. Okay, checkbox. We are having a category and a input type checkbox as a ID too. Okay, got it. How we are going to figure this out? Mm, category, document dot create div, document dot create element input. Category class name category. Here we are having all the categories, but how we are going to figure this out? Electronics is adding, but book is not adding. Why it is so? So let's see this. Here we are current selections. If current selection is category, right? If we press on the category, or what we can do is we are on the drop down, right? So rather than this, we can directly go with the drop down. Drop down dot change, or drop down dot click. If it is clicking here, let's have a console.log. If I click this thing, so it's okay. It's books. Cannot type. Line number 75 has an error. What is 75 has an error? 75 has an error of, okay, response. Select item, create p. Mm, what is this about? 75. Document dot query selector response dot remove. What is happening here? Let's just see. Document dot query selector dot response. What is response in the element? Do we have a response something? Let's check it out. Do we have response? Response selected item, and here we have a selected item as a here. Uh, Let me check the index file first of all. Do we have a response? Anything selected item? Yeah. There is a no response, but I think we have been created a response, right? Uh, no categories. So dot class name equals to response. Let's review this first of all. Okay. So this is the response, I think so, no? Right? Selected items and class response equals to no categories dot selected. Okay, this is the thing that we are trying to remove, and it will, when it happens, if instead of else, we can try with this. If state dot select data dot length equals to 0, then we can have this, right? So it will not giving error right now. If we have this and if we have this thing, 75 remove, why it is removed? So let's just remove this thing, and now it will not giving us an error. If it has a electronics, if it has a book, if it has a shoes, okay. So it's just appending the thing, that is the issue with us, okay. So how we are going to figure this out? Rather than appending, uh, it's appending, okay. We should not append the thing here. Uh, Rather than appending, let's figure this out. Okay, it's adding fine. If we have the furniture, okay, now furniture is working, and furniture with furniture clothing is also coming, and we don't want this thing. What we want when we attach this thing, right? What is doing? Pushing the current, okay, console.log and the state. So current state is having the two thing, future and sorry, furniture and clothing, right? So instead of appending this, let's comment this out. What we can do is, if it is greater than selected items dot, it is add updating the state here, right? I'm let's curry dot event dot target equals to select dot data dot push into the current dot state. We are updating the state is okay. We are updating the state, right? When I update the state, let's have a console.log here. Console.log state checking inside the selected items. Okay, I'm checking from here. Let's remove this thing. And now I'm having, when I click this, so what you see, first it is 70, line number 70 was, okay, selected items. Let's begin with sync. What happens when I click this? It was false, right? Let refresh. This is a false, right? And check in inside this selected item, right? When I click this, it is true and selected array is 0, right? So it's not need to be again open state, right? And let's remove this. When I click on this, it is true now, and when I true this, we are supposed to select this thing, right? So how about this? If we select this furniture, it should add it here, right? When I select this, tick mark this, it should update the state of a state data. And when I click on this, push, click, and current dot target dot categories. So let's just console dot log current category, what it's coming. When I try to click this, I got a category, and category has a checkbox, right? Category, but how was supposed to handle this input box? So okay, checkbox. Category dot inner text. Yeah. Mm, okay, inner text is not a function, right? But we can see as the inner text like this. It's books, right? And I what I supposed to do is category dot inner text. We are pushing this data. So select data, right? So and we are what we are doing is selected data. Selected data is this, and we are pushing into that thing. Okay, so we are pushing this thing. When we have furniture, then also I'm just pushing this thing, right? And now I want to see the console.log state. Here, if we check this, how we are going to see? Let's remove this working from here, state from here. Okay, when I click this, it is false, and when I click on this, electronic true, and electronics has added. Okay, when I click the books, it's printed books and books added, right? Furniture, furniture should added. If first focus on add thing. Okay, so selected data has electronics, books, and a furniture, right? And we have to render this thing. Okay, so selected item here, selected item, display selected item. Okay, let's change the name of it, display selected items. Okay, so we make this name, and let's call this. So no categories. If the console.log state inside the element, check elements. Okay, if the state dot added, if this is added here, when I add this, I should call display selected items, right? So when I click on this and add this thing, so I should call the display. And if it is changed, if the display dot thing which is electronics grade equal to 0, so it should be 0, but now it should not 0, right? I have the two objects, you can see. Now I am electronics and books, so it should update, right? And how we are going to do this? If this state dot select data dot length, state dot selected data dot length is greater than 0, then it should perform uh, then how it should be performed? Then first of all the things is uh, we are going to having for loop, right? For each loop, a for each loop elements and selected append selected item dot append selected item. mm, Selected item, what is the selected item here? Document dot append document dot create element p. No, this is the thing that we should not do. What I'm thinking about, when the state dot selected is has a data dot for each, a loop will be run, right? After running the loop, what we can figure it out is we just added the data inside this thing here. Here we should add the data. So what I think here is, let's add the data here. Let's first just see console.log, how we are going to see the data here. Element here. Okay, we have this, we have this here. You can see electronics line number 75, it's fine. And if you have books, then you can electronics books is printing. So when we have electronic and books, we can paste here. Okay, how we're going to paste, add here. Create element, put inside it and add on. That's our initial state. We can think about it. What I'm thinking is create element. Let let response equals to document dot create element, and here we have a p tag, right? And results dot inner text equals to element. We are having an element. Okay. So we have created an element and now we are going to paste it. Okay, so after that, all the things where we are going to add it is added here in the select item. So let's just see how we are having a select item here. Select item, we have to first remove the thing response. Document dot query selector dot response dot remove. First of all, we will be removing this thing. Yeah. When we have this thing, it's removed, right? And after that, we have to add it here. Selected items, right? Mm, display selected items, and selected item is here. It's not item, selected items. Let's have a proper name, selected items. And I think so here also we have selected items used. Do we use here selected items? Yeah, here we have used selected items. So let's now figure it out here. And selected items dot append, we are having append here response. So we are added here, okay? So when we click on this, we can see electronics, books. Okay, what's the issue here? 74. Line number 74 is document.selector remove. Okay, it's not calling again and again, right? So what we can do is, let's just we have a remove books. Okay, the problem is it's again and again. It should not again and again, right? It should have only one electronics and after that the books. Mm, so what we can do is, so instead of adding here, what we can do is we just replace the old array with a new array. We can do that, right? So what I'm thinking is when added, instead of adding state.select.data inner text, so it's pushing the inner text, right? So we let's have here state dot selected data equals to state dot selected not the selected data, and there is an array, right? How are you going to figure it out with the array? I'm thinking about is something we can add on so that array's value also be kept and we can just push it out. So how we are going to update the state data? So first of all, it's like we can assume here we have a certain value already. Like we are having one here, and I want to add on one again. But it's rather than one and one, it's just adding it to. I need not plus. I need a separate value as a one and one. Okay. So how we are going to figure this out? We have a state dot selected data, right? And the array. We can go with the map. Can we go with a map or a for loop? We can't go with the map. Do it's better to go with a reduce here? But reduce will give a last data. I don't want a last data. I want a new data, right? Let ans equals to array, and what we are doing this here, state instead of this we are pushing into the ans. Ans dot current text is push, and after that what you do, you just update the state dot selected data. Selected data is a array, right? Selected data equals to ans. Just push this and update the array, right? When this happen, let's create this here. Okay, so when we add electronics, it's add, and now books. Okay, the issue is again the same. It's adding the same thing again and again. uh, Old array and new item. Yeah, we can do that thing. Thanks, Joker Knox. uh yeah, we can try this thing. Instead of this, what we can do is we have a array, right? And now instead of doing this, we can have ans equals to, okay, the old array, which is a state dot selected data is the old array, and the new item is current category dot inner text. Let's try this, and we will be just adding the here data. So when we have electronics, okay, after having a books, okay, not so sure about this. It was not meant to like this thing, right? Do we old arrays? This is right. State selected data, and this is a data which is having. Mm, and the current dot inner text. It should be. This is a array, and this is a inner text. Okay, let's console.log and see what is the output actually. Check see this. Check see this. Okay, let's have electronics and check see this is electronics after adding on. It's a box. Okay, okay. It is there is a no problem with this thing. We are fine with this actually. And does it with the previously what we are doing trying to do? That is the same thing. I just check. Uh, let ans equals to yeah, and now see this console.log ans see this. Okay, electronics. You can see this books. It's fine. The problem is it's not problem with the here state data. Its problem is how we are rendering. So no issue with this thing. We are good to go. We can directly just ask also this thing. Okay, so we are not having this issue. We what we can do is we directly push this data into here. Now let's have a direct only state dot select data dot push this thing. So we don't need anything this data here. Okay. Mm, let's remove this the unexpected data. Okay. So the issue is how we are displaying the item. So we are just doing the append thing and we don't want that thing to be happen. Okay. 60 line number 60 has an error. State data dot push is not a function. Why it is not function? It is an array, right? Selected data is an array and array dot push. Uh, what is happening here? Array dot push. We did the push, right? Mm, console.log state selected data, right? Pushed again. Dot selected data is not selected data is equals to 1. Okay. So I think so there is a wrong call that has been taken. Uh, what we can do is here let ans equals to array and those here we should do ans dot push inner data, and let's have this on layer. It's not don't we create a complicated version here. Create a category array and array dot push and ans will be replaced by this thing. Okay, so you see ans also side by side electronics books electronics, and the render issue is here. It's not rendering properly, so it should not call here. First of all, selected item has a no event. Okay, so I'm thinking what can we have a selected item as a by default. Mm-mm-mm. This is little bit confusing here. When I click this, let's make it a dynamic. Let's focus more about this. How we are going to figure this out. I'm a little bit confused here. Yeah, it's happened most of the time when we are confused. We're thinking like this thing, and it should which is not working with those format. Okay, when I have this multiple drop down, we are working on this multi drop down drop list. Okay, when I click this, it should re-eliminate, right? So how do I going to do? We can use a filter here, right? Filter straight dot inner push. We haven't pushed, right? Let's have a ENS equal to state dot selected filter. Yeah, let's have attachment and closed. And here we are figuring out uh, filter. We have been filter, and it should be append, not append here. It's not appending here. Uh, Element. We are having a element, right? State element dot filter, but that's the same thing, right? No, that's a bad idea actually. I think so. Console dot log state dot selected data. This is selected data line number 80. Line number 80 is again this thing. What's the issue is here? We are printing the thing is we are getting arrays right, but issue is we are not supposed to display items again and again. Mm. Let's have this display items at a first of all. Okay, we call this here. When I have this thing, books. When I have this thing, furniture. When I have this thing, shoes. When I have clothes, right? And now it's not creating an issue here. And I'm not here. When I'm doing this thing, console dot element, and here creating a document dot create element, uh, create element. We have created div, right? Let's have a item equals to, let's have a display item. So it's called to display item. Display item. Okay, let's display item equals to div, and display item dot inner html equals to, it has a h2. Let's have a here, and we create a template literal here, and I create this h2. We have a h2. Okay, here also we are having a h2, and here we are having a, instead of filter we are using for each. Okay, we just remove this thing, and here we are having element. Okay, this is the element. Oh, my bad. Here we are creating this element. Okay, so this is the element, and after that, first I create this thing outside. Oh, sorry, I create this here, and what I'm doing this, we are rendering this thing element. After that, we are just adding this in the selected item. Uh, what we have been called as selected item, right? What is the name of this? Uh, it's a name selected item, and selected items. Okay, selected items has been called as a selected items only, and we are going to do this selected items dot add append. We will be append display items. Okay, let's just check how it's working. We have a select, and we added electronics, we add a books, we add a furniture. Okay, it's working fine, right? Yeah, now we can see we solve the issue, but is working with the issue is having a, okay, now it's fine. We have this and we have added this, books. Okay, it's okay, the issue is now instead of ticking, it's selecting all the things, but it's solve the issue which was here. And before that, I also want to remove this thing, no categories, right? So instead of H2, let's we have a H6 here. H6 will be more visually appearable. Oh no, X6, X4 will be fine. I think so. H4, it's so much better. Clothing store, but you can see we didn't click the clothing here, right? It's a issue, and also we can see the no categories selected. So what we can figure it out is uh, here when it's a greater than 0, right? When it's greater than 0, we can just do is mm, let's find a document dot query selector, and we have a dot response. Okay, a response, remove this response. But when we should remove this response, when we attach event, right? When we add this document dot add event listener, when we add on this document data, we should remove, or we can do this uh, question mark dot remove. If it is there, then it should remove. Okay. Let's see how it's working. If it is right, electronics, it's box. Okay, it's working fine, right? And if it's not there, then it should be okay. Uh, does it works inside also well? Let's just see. Check this out. We have removed. Okay, working fine. Fine. Okay, so this is working fine, right? Fabulous. So one more thing that I've noticed, if we not click, right, shoes, we this has shoes also, but we didn't tick it. So currently what is happening when we just click on this thing, it's automatically captured the data, and we don't want that thing to be happen. We just want, let's first remove the console.log and format the data for under better understanding. Okay, so we have been cleared this thing, so we are fine with the append thing for now, good to go with this. And let's remove the unnecessary data here. Okay, it's working fine. Display item selected, it's working fine for us. Now the second issue is when we select this, so it should not work on this thing. See, if we click this, you can see it's only the electronics. It's not should be like this. When I click on the checkbox, it should print here. Okay, so we identify the issue here with our problem. Okay, let's say fix this. So what is happening here? Attach event drop down when it's a change. Let's have a change. So what is happening? If we click this, it's not change, but it's changing now. If it is clicking, I click here, I click here, I click here, I click here, I click here. It's not adding, right? But when I click on this, okay, we have fixed this also. And I okay untick. When I untick, it also added. It should not add, right? It should only when it stick correct. You can see this is a new problem has occurred. Okay, but we fixed the previous one. That's a great thing. We can see all of the tickets has been right. But what we can see is uh, let's check the value actually. What is it's about? Do we get any value here from? We have an input, right? Let's just first console.log. We can understand what is the nature of this. Okay, console.log, and we are supposed to see the current category. Okay, and when we do this thing, electronics tick. Electronics is a category here, and it has a checkbox like this. Target dot close. Does it have any value? Dot value or something? When I click this, it is undefined. what it has an input, right? It doesn't have any value. But how are supposed to know what is the value of this? Input has a value, right? We can check the value of our input here. Okay, so we are having some comments. Let's see. Okay, through infinity says hello. Yeah, welcome to our session, Infinity. And we are practicing a system design questions, and that we are having a multi drop down selector. So in that we have been create a structure of it, and now we are moving forward with the functionality. Now we have a issue is we can select, and if we unselect, it's also added multiple time. It should not happens that thing, right? So how do we are figuring this out? Let's just see. So see, understand how it's going to figure this out. Mhm. Thing is, I'm understanding this input will having certain kind of a value, right? When we tick or untick. So let's just check. We have a category. Along with the category, how we are going to see. Do we have anything category with the add listener, children? We have a children. Do we see the children? Electronics? Yeah, it's have a children. Okay, so it's not. We won't go here, right? It is okay. Lots of tons of informations. We don't want this thing. I have a children like here. Let me see this. If I have what we are having here. Let's have a console.log the whole structure like this, and then we are going to see dot. No, it's not coming the value again. Mm, Instead of a category, uh, we are using the category text, right? Let's think a little bit about how we are going to fix this thing. If we again, you can say double books. This is the issue. It should not be the. It should remove the data from there. The issue is dot change, right? Input uh, children. Instead of a children, what we are having a value of? Let's Google it. Okay, we can find this too. How to check the what are the values we have inside a div by console.log. Let's see. Div get element by div dot value. Never use the dot value on a div because standard layout elements do not possess a value property. Okay. Text content inner HTML. Oh yeah, we can see we go with the inner HTML. That's work fine. I think so. Let's have a category. Category is a div, right? And we can inner text. How we are seeing the inner text. We can check current category dot inner HTML, right? Let's go with the inner HTML, and as the inner HTML we got input. No, this will be not working actually. How about the children's? How about I can get those as a children or an array to play. You see, uh, because I know somewhat we can convert it into an array. But how about it? This item, if it is this thing, so parent of the children array from. Okay, we have to do this thing. Alternative way is spread operator. Uh, yeah, we will like to use the spread operator here. Let's try do this. So this is a parent, right? We are having this is a parent. We will having a children. So shall RE3 REN. Okay. And what we will also do, we will try to use the spread operator here. Triple dot. Okay. So let's have this. When we do this, we have an input. The problem is the input like this thing we are getting, and I don't want this input as well because here we have to find too much where we have a data. Let's just see where we have actually our data. This is a type checkbox. And do we have a value here? Let's just see where we are having an input tag value. Part is having a DOM list, a prototype. No, we don't want this null value. We want actually value is input, local name input. Mm, no, we didn't get anything here from. Yeah, that's a bad idea. Let's have only children. That will be the same thing, right? So what we can do is we can, before inserting any data, we can filter it out, right? Or we can use a set. Yeah, because set is holds only the unique value. Instead of this, we can add here a new set, right? So those all who don't know about the set, a set is also a data structure in JavaScript. So we can figure this out. But before that, I want to check the state here. Let's see console.log state. State is okay like this thing, and we have to convert it always in the array before running. Uh, what are the methods of say? What are the different uh, different methods in set ds data structure? Data structures, structure. Uh, Man, hi man. Okay, Purvik. Hi, hello Purvik. Welcome to session. So in the code structure, we can add value, right? We can add value. Yeah, we can just dot add. Let's go with a set here rather than array. We will be more okay. Interestingly, we will push the array instead of push. What we can do ans dot add instead of this. Uh, don't do this thing. Don't do this thing. In selected data, and what we will do selected data dot add. Just add the thing is current category dot inner text html, not inner html, inner text. So let's just see how is going to work. We will be facing error some because yes, set has electronics. If it is again we have been click this set has electronics. Okay, we have to figure this out. And now we can see set has a box, right? If we untick and click again, we can see it's hold only the unique value, and we want that uniqueness only. Okay, so we will be figuring out how we are going to remove this if it is unticked. But till then, we just figure this out. We have been using the set here rather than the array. Okay, and let's figure this out how we are going to see this. Okay, but one is the issue is display event selected items. It's not working. Okay, why it's not working? Because we are having a set here, right? So it should not working as a for loop. What we will be do if it is set dot size instead of a length, we are having a set dot size. If it is 0, then it shows a thing. If it is greater than 0, then what we can do is uh, we can have how to convert set into array. I think we can spread operator, or is there any method? Is there is any method to convert set into array? Let's just check this out. Yes, there are two primary methods, spread operator. Okay. Uh, my set, we are just spread operator. Okay, we can do this. Let's have uh, for each in state dot selected, right? We have a state dot selector. Let ans equals to Here we have a spread data and state. If state is having data, selected data. Okay. So here we are having this, and instead of this, I'm going to do this thing. Okay. And I think we are good to go. Let's see. If you're having a electronics, you can see electronics. If you're having a books, uh, okay. So the input thing is has the issue here, although it's having a true thing, right? Let's go with this first of all here. Okay. Mm-hmm. We have a really issue here. Let's not put here. Instead of this, let's put here. Mm, it's working till then fine, but we remove this. This we have to figure this out. Although it's having a unique value inside it, but it's not able to. It's always try to add this here, right? It's not removing it. If we add this, check this. If we uncheck this, right? So, do we get any value from change or something? Um, how we are going to know? I think there should be a value of a boolean value, true or false. Then only we can able to confirm it is on or off. Uh, on or off, on off, right? Let's ask Google how to check the on off, on off, on off, or a boolean value with the input type checkbox to perform event with that. Let's have a research on it. Uh, okay, to check a boolean instead of a checkbox, perform action, use the check property. ID is check status. Okay, checkbox. So document dot checkbox, they have identify and message is okay. Add dot event change function. They are using the change. We are also using the change checkbox, right? Checkbox dot add event status checkbox is this thing, and we are having checkbox this. We are running event on this checkbox, right? Okay, checkbox dot add event listener. It is change. Okay, so do we are getting false or okay, event dot target dot checked. We are having a event dot target dot checked. Okay, let's try this event dot target dot checked. Do we have console rather than console dot log here? Console dot log event e dot target dot check. You have this check thing here. Let's see. True, false, true, false. Okay, yeah, we are having a boolean value. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking about it. We are having a checked value. If it is checked, then we are going to add it. Okay, so we are having a boolean value here, and we are going to run on this thing. If electronics, this is checked. So let's have a condition here. If e dot target dot checked is true, if it is true, then we are going to perform state dot add query. Okay, then we are going to add display and call this display event. Okay, we figure this out, and that's a good thing. And let's having remove the space first of all. Okay. So if we have a add here, okay, it's working fine. What is the 71 here? 71 is about console.ans. Okay, let's remove this ans. I don't know, we don't need here ans. Okay, so when we check this add electronics, if we uncheck, uncheck should remove item. Okay, so it's not adding, right? If it okay, it's not adding, right? It's only adding on the check, right? So what we will do, if event.target is true, as well as we are having uh, what we will do is what I can do is here select only add when, or okay, rather than this we will be going to call this at the last ones only. Okay, let's have a here token. Okay, we have a token issue, right? Let's remove the this and we add this. Okay, okay, when it's a remove also it changes. Okay, but it should work only checked. uh, if it is false or no, so it is true, then we have to add the inner text. But inner text, okay, and okay, what we will do is along with this else part we will be doing like that. We added it, we can remove it also. Okay, if it is added or it is removed. Remove is not a functions. We are having a remove function actually. uh, Remove or delete, I think delete we will be having. Let's have a delete. Yeah, I think so. So we have this thing or remove, no category selected. Okay, you can see when we have a books, selected data is only books, and when we remove this you can see no category selected. But it is not remove his foot mark. It's a foot mark which is remaining behind. We also remove this thing. Okay, when we remove this inner text, we have to call the display item. Remove text means delete query act, and it has a no data, right? When it has a no data, mm, it should call how we go flow here. Let's have remove this thing first of all. Okay, when we adding this thing electronics, you can see value is corrected, right? If we have a books, you have added books, I remove the electronics. Okay, there is a two issues. It's showing the it's not it's only appending, right? The issue is it's appending and we don't want append. uh it should render the data, right? How we are doing rendering? It's not a proper rendering, it's just adding data in itself. uh in fact we can use the render data is here. This is the render data, right? And we are also render data is here. Mm-mm-mm. Rather than appending the things, we have done this in past also, right? Let's just review that thing, how we have been doing this past render. Okay, we have been creating a HTML here and auto data. Okay, class name is okay, and what we are trying to do is return a answer. Okay, large includes. Okay, if it is 0 then it will be return. Okay, this like this we are doing in the past thing, right? And after having complete data we are just create element, suggest data or inner text, and autocomplete dot append child. So auto data dot append child we are doing his here, right? mm, okay, we can try this thing, but I'm a little bit confused about that solution. uh, Display item here. Okay, so what we are trying to do is uh, we have a two condition, right? Possibility if it's 0, if it is a equals to 0 or greater than 0, right? So let's create a data here. Let's uh, ANS, rather than ANS, let's have show data equals to document dot create element, create element equals to, okay, rather than creating a new thing, we can dot query selector also. Okay, we are having this thing here. We are having a selected items. What we are having in the raw HTML, having a selected item, right? So we can play with the selected items. Selected items, we have selected items here, and I would like to play with this only. The selected items dot inner HTML equals to, we are having this thing, right? And what I'm thinking about this, if we having this thing, let's have a div here actually. Inner HTML, it's a created div, and we created this div. Okay, let's refer to the last solution. What we are trying to do this here. Just created an autocompleted dot class name auto data. Created an inner HTML and added a class data, right? Let's follow this thing here. If it is works, so we try to do something. Selected items dot class list dot add, class list dot add, we will be add as a method of show data. Okay, we are having a show data. Let's see how does it work with show data. Okay, we are having a show data as well as a selected items. So we have added a show data, but it will added extra data here, not here. We want a data here, right? So this thing will be not working in this scenario. See, in the both the scenario, we are creating a div and an element, right? So what I'm thinking is, let's have create a data only here. Create element. Let show data equals to document dot query selector, and sorry, not query selector, create element. So I'm thinking about creating an element here, and here we will having a div here. Okay, we are having a div. So let's now having show data dot show data almost also having a class show data, right? And after adding just show data, uh, let's show data document dot create element. Let's not create this here. Instead of that, we are just adding inner HTML equals to this thing. Okay. Mm, the issue is again come that only. Yeah, you can see the issue is okay. Okay, this is not working, right? Display item is not 91. Display item, append display item, not display item, append show data. The issue is that only. It's not removing its foot mark, and we have to remove that foot mark. How we are supposed to remove that? Let's think about it. How we are going to remove this? How we are going to remove this? Mm, 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 mm. Okay, what we can do is, if we have the data, right? So it should be, let's have a ANS. Okay, it's having a ANS already. ANS, and let have F ANS, and here what we are trying to do is, let's filter this out. ANS dot filter. But how we are going to filter? How we are going to stop the let's think what is happening actually when we add this. Uh, when we try to just comment this out. First, understand what we are doing and where are we are lacking here. When I click this, okay, it's finally. When I click this, it has printed, right? It have a document is printed, and when I click again, it's printing again. But when I remove this, it's not started to print here actually. mm, this is the issue. It's updating the set, right? But it's not deleting the data here. Little bit confused. I'm using the for each thing, right? And for each thing, just adding the append the show data. Instead of append this thing, I can't be able to have an idea on this. What we are trying to do is we are using the for answer and for loop is here. We are creating a element as and we are just appending this. Instead of append, what we can do else? Instead of append, instead of just add on, just remove that data. Instead of add on, just remove that data. Instead of add on, just remove that data, right? Instead of add on, just remove that data. 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 And what we are going to do is instead dot add, just remove that data previously and then start. Okay, so we removed and then restart. If you select this thing, oh, that was the bad move. Uh, that was a bad move. But it works. It works. It works. We'll try to figure this out. It works. Instead of add, just remove that data. So what we will do, try to remove, we will try to remove the show data. Okay. Show data is having, does it have, then we will remove it. Okay. Show data will be clear, and after that uh, let's add now. Okay, we have a data. When we add this thing electronics, if we have a books, okay, if we no 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 no, the issue is here. What we can do, what we can do, what we can do, what we can do. uh, 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 uh. Let's remove this first and try to do this here. In a box, nope, not happening. But we have to figure this out. Instead of add, this was the thing that I'm thinking must, but it's not working with here. We have to add on and we have to remove this, right? We have to add and remove. What before adding this thing, we have to remove this thing because see, books is not there, so it should only remove all the thing. Now how it's okay? It's added the show data, show data, show data. Okay, it's added the show data 3 times, right? What I'm thinking is rather than adding a 3 times, just have a one data only. Uh, see, we have a 4 element, right? So what can I thinking is pasting that whole array. So let fans equals to ans and filter. Filter or map, we can use a map, right? Instead of filter, we are having a map, and I can see this console.log fans, right? Let's see this. When I add this, okay, undefined, undefined 2. Why it is of undefined? Add this and return. Okay, let's return this thing. When I select this, we have a electronics book, we have a 2 things, we have a 3 things. When I remove this, we have a 2 things, right? Electronic books. And what I am thinking, just add this thing, a fan. We are having a fan, how we are supposed to add a fan into this thing. Uh, let's have a loop here. Uh, fan is fans dot for each, and we are doing just, let's have a I, and let's have this thing here, and let's I here. Okay. Does it works? Append dot, actually it's a string, right? How to convert a string from, how to convert a string to HTML tag? How to convert a string to HTML back in JS? How to, we can convert it parse. Okay, we have a parse, right? Parse dot parse string from, and we have a HTML tag. Uh, how it's using inner HTML? Mm, Inner HTML equals to HTML string. Inner HTML. Okay, inner HTML. We can go with the inner HTML. Uh, dot inner HTML. Let's see this. Okay, having no, it's not. It's not a good idea. That's a bad idea. Uh, can we go with the parse? Parser, new DOM parser, parser dot form string. No, that's a bad idea. I think so. Contextual free visual. No, 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 no. Inner HTML quick rendering for a no. That's a bad idea. Okay. But I'm thinking little bit is show data dot inner HTML equals to, what is happening? Let's see. Understand the analogy, okay? But it's removing also data, right? And just wanted to render this data, electronics. So inner HTML. Uh, okay, let's go with this. Show data, show data, show data, show data, show data. But how am I supposed to do this? Okay, rather than show data here, we can go with this also, right? Let's just see how it's working. It's working fine, right? When I remove this thing, it has only one data, right? But you can see here again the same thing is happening there. That's the shit. That's not a solution that we are supposed to do. Show data dot inner HTML equals to I, and we are adding this thing as append dot show data. Electronics box. Nah, the same thing is happening again. That we are not doing so far. That's a bad idea again. The wrong approach. What is the right approach here? See, before adding the things, we have to remove this thing. In short, this is the only data, because here we can see we understood the problem, but we're not getting it because it's a again and again for loop. Instead of loop, can we do anything? Can we do anything? Instead of loop, can we do anything? I'm thinking about if we have a div, inside div I've added all the thing and I just add those div if it's possible. Yeah, that sound good. Let's start to doing this thing. Let's undo the thing first of all. Okay, we are good with the for each, I think so. Undo thing, yeah, okay. For each, this is a good options for now. What I'm thinking, I just need to undo the thing, right? So when I add this show data dot inner HTML, right? So show data is having a kind of a data. Let's see what kind of a data it's have. Show data is having, when I say this, when I add this, add this, and remove this, we can see there is a 1, 2, 3 data. And what I do is at the last directly I call this. If I add this and remove this, no, the same thing is happening again and again, creating the show data. The issue is I not want to create again and again. I just want a single show data. So instead of creating this, do we have here? Uh, I can have dot show data here. Okay, what I'm thinking is div dot show data. Let's have, yeah, this is a thing we are having. And instead of creating those show data, let's query selector dot show data. Okay, I'm just show data, and let's have this show data equals to class dot add. So here we able to see the show data is having here. Okay, this is a show data, and we have been created a class show data. Let's remove this thing. This is a nonsense. Okay, so we are having this, and I'm supposed to add this thing in the show data. So just adding this thing in the show data dot inner HTML is also this thing. And let's remove this, and we don't have to append item for now. Okay, let's see how it's working. We added. uh, okay, it's not working. Why? 93 has the issue. 93, 93, 93 here. Inner show data. Okay, here the show data, and show data dot inner HTML equals to inner HTML is a let's just console.log first of all. What is the issue here? Show data. Show data is a this thing, and we want to just add. We have remove show data dot remove. Okay, ans dot for each. We are looping. Okay, and show data dot inner HTML. We are having a inner HTML. We are not able to use this inner HTML. Let's see, inner HTML is having this after adding this. Okay, so we are doing this thing wrong. Okay, added this thing and added again. Now I thinking books, right? Adding again, you can say furniture. Okay, so kind of let's remove this thing also. uh, Having electronics, having books. Okay, it's just updating the data. Okay, something time we instead of adding this. Okay, so show data dot inner HTML. uh, so this is right. What I'm thinking is inner HTML, and um, this is not so good. Mm, Still confused what we can do better. Select item, add this. Okay, so just updating this itself. But elements, so one is happening. Data, right? That one show data is updating this element. So what I'm add, okay, instead of doing this show data dot append, again we are going with append. Let's have a append only. Nope, nothing is issue. It's not working here. Mm, we are having a selected data, right? We have a show data, and I've just to add this thing. So I will try to create an element. Yeah, an element. So we are having a element of p tag here. This p tag. See response. Add here I'm adding, so you can see a p tag. Try to add this thing. Does it happening? No, not more anything happening. Just have a simple p tag. Rather than this, if we add this here and we click here this thing, and whatever we are having, we let's see first of all this. We have this thing, we have this thing. Do we have changes? Do we have multiple p? No. We have circle around and turn to that same problem. We're not able to conclude this thing. How we are going to conclude this thing? We have here, we want just rather than appending normal append, we want the updated data should be listed. Let's ask here, okay, how to show updated data on DOM as its changes on DOM. Currently, issue is when we append, it also uh, stay back the old value in DOM. So the issue is this. So update the install without keeping the old value, need to replace. So this is a thing, inner content const dot create a p. Text content is new p and append this thing. Or use the text or entirely directly. Okay. We are also doing the same thing. Container, my container, okay. So here we are having a show data as a container, right? Let's follow this. Okay, we have a show data as a container. So what we have been done here, show data. Okay, query selector is a container and show data dot inner HTML. Let's do this here. Show data dot inner HTML. Inner HTML we are going giving it so just a null value. Okay, let's have a null value, and what we are trying to do is const. We are having const p tag. Okay, const equals to document dot query select, so not query select, a create element, and here we have a p tag. Okay, create element p tag, and what we are doing this p equals to p dot text content equals to, we are giving text content equals to new data, right? So let's have this inside this, rather than single we are putting the whole value, right? And what we are doing this, uh, let's have a element here. Okay, text content, and after that we are append this child here, rather after that only, right? Container dot, so show data dot append, and we are doing the append the p here. Okay, we just added the p. We, I think previously also we have tried this thing, electronics. If we remove this, oh, okay, okay, there is a sports too. Why it is so? Because it's remaining the set data is empty, but okay, show data is sports. Okay, we figured it out. What is the issue? Try to create this inner HTML each. Okay, but we have to look onto it. Okay, adding this, removing this. Okay, fine. When I remove this, it should also in here. Rather than creating, by default it's going like this. When we have a selected item, we have a response as a no data, right? So rather than this response, one thing is, what we can do is we can play with the show data only, right? Let's remove, uh, okay, not remove. Let's have a show data dot inner HTML equals to, first of all, this thing. Let's have this thing first of all. Let's remove all the thing. Do we have this thing? Okay, it's fine. So I think so. We just remove all the glitch, simple code, show data, no HTML. Okay. When I add this, you can see electronics. When I add books, furniture, goods, shoes, looks goods, clothing, good. When I remove this cloth, okay, fine. Clothes, remove. Future, remove. Books, remove. Electronics, no category. Research, help, and we figure. This was the thing that I want to do. Remove and add. So here we just wipe out and add. The problem is that we are using this inner HTML blank code inside our for each, because included our solution here. That's a great thing. Now we are having the, as per our requirement, the value. We today we some having an event as a change also. That we are not aware, but not getting that time. So we knew about this change. Apart from this change, we also know about, we have a checked also. Also we have, that's fine, I think so. Just format the document so we have understanding clear. And now let's just remove all the thing and remove the all unnecessary data. Let's remove this. Okay, okay, okay. Now I think so. We are having a clean data here, and we can see, okay, when it is this close, it's working fine, working fine. Remove this, remove this, remove this, working fine. It's working fine. So another thing is, when we click on this thing, it should hide. Also, when it's a hide toggle this effect, it should update its state also, right? So whenever I attach console.log state value, okay, click on this. Okay. I want to check again and again. Where do I can see which thing is calling again and click event, right? Select categories. What was the select categories actually? Select categories is this thing, right? I'm pressing this. When I press this, it's first start to toggle. How it's handling here? Select categories is working here. Toggle dot hidden, right? Uh, so what can we say here? If it is toggle, drop down dot class list, drop down, it's here, and class list is toggling. So when it first click, it should open the state. We can't do this toggle this thing here, right? What we, I think we should do, should open the, it should open the state. First we are trying to update the state. When I click this, it should true. So it calls the open state, right? Let's have a console.log here. Console.log, and here we, let's see the state first. We have DOM, sorry, state first. After that, use state is a automatic update. Not when I click this again, it should false. Yeah. So what mechanism we can create here? We will check if it is click. How we are going to check is if it is false. That if the state dot is open is, if it is state dot is open is false, then we call open state, okay, else it's a call uh, close state, okay, close state, close, yellow is a close state, okay. Let's have as well as so close state, okay. We have this thing, okay, right? So let's have a close state as well as here we are having a closed state. So what will happen when I click on this, it's update to true and it here. First of all, let's remove this thing first. Uh, if it is false, then I will true, else it will be if it is false, okay, let's this is false, right? So it should true. It should open the state. Uh, the issue it's not working. Fine. Console.state. After that, we will be console.log state again. We will check the state two times. Okay. First it is false. When I click it is false again. It was false. Okay. Uh, Rather than this, can we here check? If it first see, you can see when I click this, it is true. When I click this again, it is true. Why? Close state is equals to false. I think it should be uh, vice versa, right? First it is false. By default, it should be false. Okay, it is true. Let's be a little bit slow. When should we maintain false, right? go with the first requirement onward. Clicking the triggers open the drop down. Select categories. Select categories will all have it. Okay. Does it fulfill? If I click on this, the first I think so is completed. Requirement two was click and the option toggle its selection. If it ticks, if it unticks, okay. Clicks the untick and tick. It's working fine. Yeah, tick untick. It's working fine. That's good. Requirement two is clear. Requirement three is the drop down should remain open while selecting multiple items. Unlike a single drop down, we have been closed after selection. Okay, got it. So after multiple selection also it's okay. It's not closing. That's fine. Okay. Fourth requirement is select item should furniture. Uh, yeah, it's fine. You can see we have furniture. Fine. Satisfy the requirement. Okay. Requirement five. Clicking outside the closest the drop down. Okay. If we click here or click here, it should closes the. Cancellation closes the door. We are pending out this thing, closes the drop down. We are figuring this out. That selection was specified after reopening. Okay, one electronics shoes open again. We can see electronics. Okay, one electronic and only electronics is selected, right? And close one again. Electronics is selected. Electronic part one requirement analysis. Okay, we have been completed the requirement. Part two is about design state. Okay, design state is the meaning of this. We are not having this solution. We are having is all selected. Ask yourself, select count can be derived as selection selected text. We have been maintaining a minimal. Part three is choose the right data of set. Yeah, we are using the set because set is it's hold the unique value. Those who don't know why this set is a data structure in JS. Part 4, we are having component responsibility. Don't write implementation. List the function you expect. Drop down, close drop down, toggle drop. Yes. Yeah, I think so. We are having close state and open state. Okay, close state, open state, and render. Render also, I think it's fine. Let's see. What about part 5? If we are having a lot of event flow. Event flow is this event list every event that change state. Okay, event click, drop down, open. What other events are there? Yeah, we understood and these are the events. Click is happening, change is happening, key down, escape. One event is missing that we are. Part 6 is rendering responsibility. Why should never ask state change? Only read state. What should update? Think about trigger text, drop down, check state, selected, empty list, empty state. Not sure about this, but I think partially we have been completed this. Part 7 is think like a senior engineer. We have 20,000 candidates. because we have a challenge right now. We have we are having the issues here to why because requirement small update can find data. That is how last session how we have been figured that out. Attach event. If we click outside the target or suggest data, key down back completed this also. Finally, if I click here, it's stopped, right? Closed it. And when I click this, click on the drop down inside here, 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 not anything happening, right? But when I click here, it's working fine. When I click here, it's again, but this time it's not reviewing the data. I click this, select it, and I remove this, it's fine. Yeah, the requirements and things, just check again. Uh, Here the system will design data structure fine. Now we can render properly, then we can solution rather than multiple solutions. We can just here. And I think like we can make this kind of thing in the render also. Let's figure this out. What we are doing is here, we are just inner, we are having a data, we selected that and make inner HTML. Let's have a data. If it we can get 10 out of great we are having we have the structure in the drop down. Let's see, so drop down is there. Yeah, drop down is there. Let me do this. I will select the drop down. So creating this, we can have simple same thing. Okay, you can see this is rendering again and again. This is the issue that we are facing in selected item. At that time also we are facing. So what we are doing is adding a simple line. What is mean by this adding a simple line? The perspective we are previously adding all the structure from the looping. Okay, but when we added this drop down dot inner HTML as a certain just string, what we do is we removing adding the current element that we want to do. Although this also not a perfect solution, I'm thinking so. But let's have a review time. So when I call this time, two times render, you can see there is a only this much elements that is present in the what we call, what we have actually. We are having categories. Yeah, this is array. In the array, present category is only visible, not repeating again and again. But once we remove this thing, you can see this is repeating. So this is the benefit of this thing. 7.5. That's a huge increment because previously we are getting 7.2. Now we are having a 7.5. At one point we are also having 10. System design component interview perspective is requirement analysis 8.5 out of 10. That's good. State design was okay. That's good. 10. Sorry, not 10. We have got 9. Data structure choice 10 out of 10. That's great. Component architecture 6.5. Okay. So we are lagging in component architecture. We are lagging in rendering strategy. Yeah, that's why. Scalability. We are not performing well in these three perspectives. Solid junior solution. The biggest issue isn't the JavaScript. It is that just starts violating the design pattern we discussed before writing. Yeah, it's violating state design. Excellent use. Good separation, state versus dynamic. Let's now discuss the render. This is the render thing. Only render once. Later you have display selected items. Separate updates another part. Update classes. The, the UI is updated from three different layers. UI should be have only one source, not a multiple source. That creates a multiple source of truth. Instead of you usually want event, state change, render, don't update. One direction. Okay, this we have to follow. Event, state change, render, DOM updates. Event, state change, render, DOM updates. One direction we have to follow. What we are currently doing is multiple directions. There is a multiple source of truth. Multiple source of truth we are having. Better architecture would be toggle section, update state, render. Instead of toggle section, update state, display item, check and box talks. We have huge. The biggest mistake, missing requirement is requirement 7. Okay, what was the requirement 7? Missed it. Let's just check it out. The requirement 7. Requirement 7 is about selection must persist after reopening. Persist. I think it should save, right? Imagine this selected electronic books close again, select open again expected electronics books again. The code renders, your code renders electronics books because render never do Java checkbox or check state as select item. This is probably the biggest functional issue. Okay, there was another correct question. Render reading state. Remember our rule, render should never ask why did state change. It should only ask what is the state now. Okay, okay. Okay. Display selected items. Function is actually pretty. Instead of storing another array, excellent. One small improvement is if instead of doing this, we can just here we can tile return. Okay, yeah. We just check this from we have multiple times. Event delegation. I think so. We will try to this forward to the next. Overall, we understood the thing. We are lagging on three most important terms, which is about I think what is about the step. Those are the things we are lagging behind is component architecture, rendering strategy, and scalability. We will try to figure this out in the next session. Try to optimize. Yeah, we will try to comment sections, resources. Other than this, we can use resources in next Right. Rather.